welcome to IS485 and 585. I'm Professor Fahmi Jalani. Today we continue on enterprise system for ERP part 2. So in ERP implementation, pretty much business processes need to be visible. Management needs to have an overview of how the process, the procedure of the organization. And usually there's a methodology of the business process, and pretty much it's quite standard for all business. And with this improved process, customer will be more satisfied. There's minimizing costs and also increase in productivity. So in order to be successful, companies or organization needs to use the proven method or methodology. In this case, not to reinvent the wheel. Also, there should be a well-planned overview of any projects, and it should be communicated and to be transparent to everybody. So next, take a look at the ERP cycle. We have few phases here. So in year one, it could be product launch, pretty much support product life, okay, and followed by release 2, release 3, and it's an ongoing process. Okay, and business need to improve the procedure and process to adapt the environment. In implementing the method or methodology, here we see the few levels of change management, technical and functionality, where it comprises of gathering information, okay, designing the system, building it and testing, implementing, and make sure it's stabilized. Okay. In technical terms, we have a soft launch and the official launch. Okay. Where the beta version is being tested and to see how stable is it and how correct is it. Product life cycle. Here we have the view of typical life cycle of a product, where you implement in the initial part, okay, preview, design gap, okay, development, testing, then you go live. This is basically official launch. But having said that, there is a required maintenance, okay, where it's ongoing, okay, for post-production and further improvement. Okay, for example, if you take the iPhone, so today we have iPhone 13 and soon it will be iPhone 14 and so on. Right? In selection of the software, so ERP, there's a lot of players in the market right now. SAP, Oracle, Microsoft are doing it. Okay, there need to be careful evaluation. Okay, you need to see reviews. What are the terms? What is the support? Okay, and like I mentioned, what do they support? It could be finance module, accounting module, okay, logistic module, okay. How versatile are the software and their capabilities? Financially, is it like a subscription or is it one-time payment? Okay, what's the policy in terms of upgrade? Okay, Is it self upgrade, things like that. Okay, is there support, right? And also the cost. Okay, like I mentioned, subscription or one-time payment, right? What are the hardware required and software? Okay. Is there possibility for integration with other software, okay, third party, and do they support legacy system, old system? Okay. Will there be any training or consulting, okay, on the use of the software? Okay. Also, does it meet the company's future goals? Okay, meet vision and mission. Okay. So in terms of operation, going live, right? Uh, Pretty much everything need to be in place. Okay, the people, the process, the software, okay, the support, okay, need to be there. So the five area stabilization, which companies need to consider are training of the user, okay, any support if there's any problem, auditing, make sure the software is up to date. Yeah. Any data fix, for example, if there's any error, will there be any support of fixing up the problem, upgrades, new features, functionality of the support. Okay. Let's take a look at project management. Here we have the three elements or the triangle: time, resources, and scope, okay, which is part of the daily tasks. So we've seen this before in terms of project life cycle, right? Next we have project management requires strong leadership. As a manager, you need to have an overview and control of the project. Okay. Next we have consultants to use implementation of partners. Basically their roles is to assist companies on their mission of getting their process online. Change management, so with the new software, for example ERP, management have to train the people psychologically and technically inclined to use the software, which leads to business process re-engineering, which most of the system will or the processes will be changed to fit the new ERP system. And other issues could be ethical issues, security, and even sometimes outsourcing. Because at times you have support, technical support from overseas, for example in Philippines or could be in India, right, where customer will call and they will be routed overseas. So next, take a look at the players for SAP or companies that supply ERP. We have here tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. Tier 1 consists of SAP, Oracle, and Microsoft Dynamics. These are basically the major players, right? And you see here, SAP is pretty much the dominant player for ERP. Right? Tier 2, we have other companies, Epicor, SEC, Info, okay, and the list goes on. Tier 3, okay, you have other companies, ABAS, Activant Solution, Bowen, and Growth, right? Small other players. So take a look at SAP. pretty much the global reader. Okay, 12 million users, massive. Some of you might have experience on it. Next, Oracle or PeopleSoft, the second largest player. This is basically by Larry Ellison, which one of the top billionaire. Okay, and third we have Info. This is basically the third largest ERP players in the market that we can consider. Others we have from Microsoft Dynamics, comprehensive business solution, Lawson, okay, where you can customize or tailor the software, which I think most, even the SAP, we mentioned the company earlier, most software could be customized, okay, but they have a standard module which you can follow. Next we have SSA Global, from one, which is German company, Epico, okay, suits various needs, right? Those are some of the vendors that you can choose from. Software extension and trends. So in this, there are some vendors unable to support certain companies' requirement. Okay? So they need to expand in terms of functionality, and due to competition and high sales. Okay? So with this saturation, SAP and Oracle are not only targeting the big players, also they are targeting SME. Okay? Also we have SOA implementation. Okay. Or service-oriented architect. Okay. This is basically implementation of ERP. Okay. And also you need to consider about maintenance charges, subscription that I mentioned earlier. So at the same time, companies also need to consider about social networking and also open source or third party, right? So implication for management. ERP is very complex. Okay, if like some of you might have experience on it, and so management needs to have a strong overview of the direction. But with this unified system, they are able to improve productivity and even increase more functionality to the business system. So that's pretty much it for the class. If you have any question, please email me, and stay safe, wear a mask. Thanks, bye bye.